Welcome to Mr. Heaton's Math Lab. In this video, we're going to learn about how to read clocks. Okay, so let's take a look at this clock here. Now you'll notice something about this clock. It doesn't have any arrows. Now we call these arrows, we call them the hands of a clock. So we have what's called a shorthand, which means a short arrow, which represents the number of hours. So that's our measurement for hours. So say we had a shorthand here. Now a shorthand will be an arrow that goes about halfway up the clock. So this arrow, as we can see, is pointed to the 1. So that would mean that we have 1 here. Now let's take a look at another example. So what did we say if maybe we had a shorthand that went here? Well, if we go across the clock, that goes to 3. So our hour measurement would be 3. Let's try another one. What if we had the shorthand go here? Now again, this goes up halfway through the clock, but it is pointing towards the 7. So the measurement for hour would be 7. Okay, now what if we had one that went up here to 11? That would correspond to 11 hours. Okay, now let's try another one. What if we had the shorthand go up to 12? Well, that's always going to stand for 12. So you notice that on the inside of these clocks, whatever that shorthand, that short arrow corresponds to, will be the number that is within the clock. Now, what if we take a look at the longhand? Now we had a shorthand which went up halfway. The longhand, that corresponds to minutes, which would be a long arrow. So that long arrow will go up usually all the way or pretty close to the edge of the clock. Well, this arrow corresponds to here, but it's not going to correspond to the 1. It corresponds to how many minutes, which are measured with these little tick marks you see right here. These little tick marks inside, those correspond to each minute. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's going to correspond to 5 minutes. Now, what if we noticed that this right here went to 2? Well, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, we would notice that this actually was 10. You notice that this was 5 here. What if we do this one here? Well, if we extend that out, we know this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Do you guys notice a pattern? That it is 5, 10, 15. This might be 20. Is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So each one of these corresponds to a 5. And if we remember our multiplication, we can just multiply each one of these out by 5. That way we don't have to count all the way around, say to here. We would know that the longhand would be 5 times 11, which is 55. Or say it's here at 8. Well, 8 times 5 is 40, so this is 40, right? And if we had 5 times 10, that would correspond to 50. Now let's put it all together. So we have a shorthand. Say for this example, the shorthand goes here, and our longhand will go here. So we will take the hours, and we'll put what's called a colon, which is 2 dots, followed by the minutes. So we have our hours here, and we have our minutes here. Now if we take a look at the shorthand, which is minutes, that corresponds directly to the number on the inside. So this is going to be 1. And again, the longhand will correspond to the actual dots that we have here. So we can count. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So the time on this clock is 1 hour and 15 minutes. 1:15. Now again, if we're looking at the minutes, we can go 5, 10, and 15. We can always multiply this out by 5 for each one of these numbers. Now let's try another example. Say we have the shorthand pointed to the 3 and the longhand pointed to the 6. Well, we know again the shorthand is the hours, the longhand is the minutes. We can put this in with the hour and a colon and minutes. So the hours always corresponds to the inside numbers. So 1, 2, 3. The longhand corresponds to the minutes. So we can add each individual number up, or we can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Or we can see it as 6 times 5, which equals 30. So the time is 3:30. 3 hours and 30 minutes. Let's try another example. What if we have the shorthand pointed to the 8 and the longhand pointed to the 11? So again, the shorthand corresponds to the hours, which is going to be the number on the inside, which is 8. And the longhand, the minutes, corresponds to the inside numbers, or we can take these big numbers and multiply them by 5. So 11 times 5 is 55. Now, if you ever need help with understanding how to calculate minutes, you could always do this. You can put 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60, or we can call this 0. Let's try another example. Say we have the shorthand at 11, and say we have the longhand right here. Well, again, we know the shorthand goes to hours, and the longhand goes to minutes. So the shorthand is pointed directly at the 11. The longhand, it's not pointed directly at one of these big numbers, so we're going to have to count it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we know that the time is 11:08. Now, there's a trick we can do. Since we know that each one of these numbers corresponds to something times 5, so 5, 10, 15, and 20, well, I always know I can start from the big number, which will be 5, and then add 1, 2, 3. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So for instance, say we have a number here. Okay? Well, I know that this is 20 right here. So 21, 22. So I know that this is 22. Now what if we have something over here? Well, we know that the number previously is a 7. So write 7 times 5 equals 35. So we have 35, 36, 37. Now you could always go through and actually add up individual numbers. So, right, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can add, and that is totally fine too. There's multiple ways that you can get to the same answer here. Okay, let's try one more example. So what happens if we have the shorthand, say, at 9, and we have the longhand here at 12? Well, remember this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Now this isn't 60. We actually call this 0. So anytime the number at the top will always be 0. 12 will be 0 for the minutes. So the shorthand is going to be 9, and the longhand will be 0. So it is 9 o'clock. Let's try another example. So remember, we have hours and we have minutes. So the minutes corresponds to what? Either the shorthand or the longhand. Well, it should correspond to longhand. Again, longhand is minutes, and if that's the case, the hours is going to be the shorthand. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out the time. Remember, there's always a semicolon here between the hours and the minutes. So the shorthand, right, is hours, and that looks like it's pointing to 4. And the longhand again, if it is 12, it always starts out at 0. So we're looking at a time of 4 o'clock. Okay, now let's try this one. Again, the longhand is the minutes, the shorthand is the hours, so the time is going to be, from looking at this, looks like it is that the shorthand is at 7, and the longhand is at 15. Okay, let's try this one. This one, it looks like we have the shorthand at 10, and the longhand is at 8. So 8 times 5 equals 40. Or if we count each individual one of these, we'll get to 40. So the time is 10:40. Now let's try this one. Okay, our shorthand is pointed at the 2, so we know the hours is 2. And our longhand is pointed at the 5. So 5 times 5 is going to be equal to 25. Okay, now this one's a little tricky. It's kind of hard to tell where the difference between the shorthand and the longhand is. But just remember, the shorthand will always be about halfway through, and the longhand will be almost at the top. So the shorthand is going to be this one, and it corresponds to the 6. And we have our longhand, which corresponds to the 12, so we know that that is 0, so the time is 6 o'clock. Let's try this one. Okay, now the shorthand corresponds to the 12. Now if it's a shorthand, it's always going to correspond to whatever the number is on the inside here. So we know that the shorthand is 12. The longhand is at 7, so 7 times 5 is 35. Let's try this one. The shorthand is pointed to the 9, so we know that it is 9 o'clock. And the longhand points to the 11, so we have 11 times 5, which equals 55. Okay, now let's take a look at this one. We have the shorthand here and the longhand, and they both point towards the 12. Well, we know that the shorthand will always correspond to the number on the inside, so this is 12. And the longhand is going to correspond to the actual small numbers here at the top. Since it's at 12, it's always at 0, so this is 12 o'clock. If you're looking to take your math skills to the next level, check out Mr. Heaton's Math Lab. We offer a range of resources to help you succeed, from free workbooks and Common Core assessments to focused mini courses and comprehensive curriculum courses. Head over to www.mrheatonsmathlab.com to get started today.